It's Saturday morning here in the wonderful and sunny UK. I did a quick 30-minute spin this morning on the rollers with a couple of high cadence sprints because I've made the last minute decision to go and race the crit today at Lancaster. This wasn't part of my schedule until this morning actually, because my race tomorrow I'm racing tomorrow in Bristol, which is Sunday. It's a proper like 70-80 mile road race called the Severn Bridge Road Race. However, currently, even though there's no snow up here in the north of England, there's quite a bit of snow down in Bristol still. So they're going to make a decision later on today whether they're actually going to cancel the race or not. And then today, Saturday, the crit in Lancaster is 100% going ahead. So I'm going to race today as well. That way, if tomorrow's race is cancelled, at least I've managed to get in at least one race this weekend. And if the race is on, then it's only a 1 hour crit. And I will recover and be fine again for tomorrow. This afternoon's 1 hour criterium race only actually starts at 1 o'clock, which means I've got the whole morning to kill time. I just had a weird thought. It's currently 1 degree today, and I genuinely thought that it felt warm. 1 degree Celsius. It's the first day in about a week, maybe 5 days, that it's been above 0 degrees. So things seem to be on the up. I mean, I did just wash my bike and the hose was still frozen, which presented a few problems. But as a whole, things are looking up. And despite the difficulties, I did manage to give the bike a wash. The first rule of bike racing, you cannot turn up to a race with a dirty bike. It's a known fact that clean bikes go faster. I've just arrived in Lancaster, signed on, got my number. I'm getting my kit on now. I've literally bought every piece of kit that I own today. Here in Lancaster, we're quite close to the coast, so even though it's not that cold, it's like 1.5 degrees. That wind chill factor from the coast really does make it bitter. As I talked about in my video yesterday, my GoPro was stolen out in Spain, so I've not got a GoPro to film the race. So unfortunately, there's not going to be any onboard race footage today. Now we're back racing though, I really do need to get that GoPro sorted. Race over and done with. I'm currently on my way home. As you can see, it's dark outside. The race was pretty late in the afternoon, and by the time the race was finishing, we were losing the light quite quickly. Honestly, I'm quite disappointed with how today's crit went. I felt good, and therefore I was just attacking and getting in the moves all the way through the race today, basically. However, it was getting quite frustrating. You'd have like one person would attack and no one would follow, and then like me in particular and one other guy, as soon as either of us attacked, the whole group just chased like hell to bring us back, which made breaking away very, very difficult indeed. I managed to peel off the front with one other rider around 2 laps to go. We quickly got ourselves an adequate gap, however we got brought back like 1 lap to go. I quickly tried and positioned myself as the bunch came through for the final lap. I tried to position myself near the front and recover at the same time, and I only came over the line for like 6th place. My problem is, particularly when I'm feeling decent, I always waste too much energy throughout the race by trying to get every single move possible. The rider that I slipped off the front with out of a moment of anger, perhaps, I may have shouted at the rider for taking a short turn. It turns out that the said rider was a viewer of the channel. After we both crossed the line, we had a chat. He apologised for not being able to do any more, and I also apologised for being angry. It was a heat of the moment kind of thing. And to the rider, if you're watching this video right now, yeah, I apologise for shouting again. Don't take it personally. These things happen, it's racing. I was just getting a little bit frustrated that I was a marked man today. But if nothing else, it was a decent workout ahead of tomorrow's Severn Bridge Road Race, which is in fact on. I think it's like the only road race here in the UK this weekend that hasn't been cancelled, and I'm pretty happy about that. As long as the conditions are safe, as long as there's no ice or snow on the circuit, then, you know, I'm all for racing. Just arrived home, got a fairly quick turnaround now. I'm unpacking the van, then packing up the motorhome. As I said a million times in this video already, my race tomorrow is down in Bristol. It's a 3-hour drive down to Bristol. So instead of getting up super early in the morning and having to drive 3 hours, I figured that I would drive down at least part of the way tonight, pitch up somewhere, and then continue the rest of the journey tomorrow morning. Then when I get to the race, I'm not going to have like 3.5 hours of travel in my legs, because that's not ideal preparation before an 80-mile road race.
What's it really like? They don't see you like I do now. Curtains open wide, problems televised. They don't know what we've been through now. Money, fame, power. They don't matter. I'll put you.
So after about 2.5 hours of driving, we made it north of Bristol. We still got about 30 minutes to go. We decided to pull over here on a random lay-by. It's so dark you can't even see anything. Now this way, I wake up in the morning. We've only got a 30-minute drive to the HQ, as opposed to 3 hours, which in the morning of the race, I really was not keen to do that. But guys, it's about 10 o'clock now. I'm gonna head off to bed. So that's gonna be the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a thumbs up. And as always, I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m.